Former Bachelorette Jillian Harris is joining us on the line. Now, we checked in with her last year when she was about to host a new show on HGTV, and she's got some other cool stuff on the go. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But first, Jillian, I have to ask you, Bachelor Pad, did you watch it?
I didn't watch the whole season. I have had a very exciting summer, some fun romance and friends and family, and I just, you know what, I couldn't justify being in front of the TV when it was sunny out and everybody else was out in the lakes. I just never got around to it. And then the few episodes I did catch just kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. I just sort of thought, garbage in, garbage out. There was really no point watching it.
But, of course, I'm sure you've been, bombarded with questions because Ed, the infamous ex, was on Bachelor Pad.
Well, when he first told me, he actually called me months ago and asked if I would partner up with him. And I considered it, actually, very briefly, but we had a very, very, very tough breakup, and I just thought to myself, now, why would you do that to yourself? You've healed, you're happy, you're living near your family again. I kind of just thought, maybe this isn't a good idea. And it kind of made me sick at first that he was going on the show, but we really have been broken up for several years now, and we both have really moved on. And, it wasn't weird. It wasn't weird for me. And even when he got drunk and was kind of being an animal, I kind of laughed to myself and thought, yep, that's the Ed that I dated. But, seeing him make out with other girls and stuff really didn't bother me. I think mostly because I have moved on in my life, and it's human nature, and that's why you go on the show, and you just kind of get over it, I guess.
So we always hear about things are edited a certain way. Was that a true representation of his character then? You're saying that you just kind of said, well, that's him, so...
Oh, yeah, that's him, for sure, 100%.
Well, now, we were talking before we went on the air about it being the most shocking season ever, as Chris always says when he's promoting it. But the finale, that was a whopper. What did you think of it? You saw it?
Yeah, I saw the finale, and I wasn't really following the drama that happened before the end because I didn't really watch the seasons. I didn't know who was fighting and why and all that. But when I saw that Nick kept all the money, my heart broke for Rachel. I felt really sorry for her. But it is a game, and there's nowhere in the rules that say you have to split it. And really, in his defense, he didn't know Rachel or any of those people before. He's probably not going to know them after. Would I split the money? Absolutely. That's my style. I would. But if somebody else didn't split the money with me, I'd kind of be like, well, I got suckered, and that's fine. That's the whole idea when you go into a game like this. It's all about lying and manipulating and making those decisions and shocking finales, and it's just kind of what you sign up for. It's just like going on The Bachelor and getting your heart broken. There are no guarantees. Or you can't get mad at the show. It's just you signed up for it, and you got to be prepared for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So when it comes to something like Bachelor Pad, now this is going to be a gender question that I know I'm going to get emails about, but do you think most of the guys are there for the money and the girls are there for secretly trying to find love? What do you think is the motivation to go on Bachelor Pad?
I can't really speak for all the other girls, but even though I'm a true romantic and I can't wait to just be married and have children and have a family of my own, when I went on The Bachelor, I went on it for the experience. There's always a possibility that you can find love. I don't know any of those girls really well, but I don't think any of those girls go on that show to find love. I think they're there for the money and for the experience and the fun. I think by that point, you've already been on The Bachelor and you've already been through that process and you know how it works. And I think if anything, they would go for a fun fling, but I don't think anybody is going there to find true love. And also, a second point is, most of those people are already friends with each other, and most of those people always do those little Bachelor reunions and stuff. So it's not like they need to go on the show to connect with each other, because they can connect with each other whenever they want.
The love is just one of the downsides to the competition, I guess.
I think so. Love can be a downside to a lot of things until you find the one. Usually it's not on national television.
No. Well, I know that you love the word love. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit. More with Jillian Harris right after this.
Today's best music with Jeremy Bradley.
We're back talking with former Bachelorette, and I guess relieved ex-fiancé of Ed from Bachelor Pad, Jillian Harris on the line still. Now, you had a bit of a run-in over the weekend, golf cart. Tell me about that story.
Oh, well, we were at a charity golf tournament, and, 4 cute girls all dressed up the same. We actually, in our defense, before I get into the drama of the story, golfed a 35 on the first 9. Nice. So we were golfing good. We had a few beers. We were looking good. And then, I'm not going to say who was driving. There was 4 of us, and the last person off the golf cart just forgot to just put on the e-brake, and so the golf cart, hit the water, submerged.
Wow.
Yeah, so we submerged the golf cart, and, it's, it'll be a story to tell down the road. I still have to chat with the golf course and make sure that I'm allowed back. But, it was, at some points was funny, and other points not so funny. But, those things happen, especially when you're all having a good time and some good laughs, and, yeah.
So the end of the story is no word of charges will be laid? Is that what you're saying? That's how it's wrapping up?
Right, yeah,
for now.
It's actually our family golf course. We've been golfing there for years, and so I don't think it'll get that intense, but I think we might have to pay for a battery or 2.
That's nothing. Okay, so one thing that I do have to ask, you've had your time on reality TV, and we see that a lot of people after these shows try to make it big in Hollywood. They stay in Hollywood, try to increase their celebrity status, but you've done the exact opposite. You're back home in Canada, making a name for yourself here. What's going on right now with you?
I'm just in love with my family and my boyfriend, and I'm actually in the Okanagan right now, and I spent the whole day with my cousins yesterday. I'm so grateful that the show did help my career, but I wasn't willing to move to LA or New York, and I had offers. I had amazing offers, but, it sounds cliche, but home really is where the heart is, and I'm happiest when I'm around these people, and I've always been smart enough, I guess, to figure out a career wherever I am, but I do know that being on The Bachelor and Bachelorette and seeing, helicopters and limousines and dresses worth $5,000 and a $60,000 engagement ring, all those things I actually don't care about at all. Those things don't make me happy. They don't make my heart tick, and I'd rather be sitting around a fire in a potato sack drinking beers with my cousin than I would be anywhere else. So,
tell us about the show.
The show, Love It or List It, Vancouver, will be premiering in January, early January. I don't know the exact date, but it is a sister show to the Love It or List It that is currently filmed in Toronto. And it's just, it's the same franchise, it's the same show, it's just different hosts, different city, and me and my co-host Todd, we compete with the homeowners. I, of course, try to get them to stay and love their home, so I renovate their home. And Todd tries to find them a new home, and so he's the real estate agent, and he tries to get them to list it. But it's tons of fun. I think it's going to be different than the Toronto version. Todd and I are very goofy and very offside, and I'm very silly, and, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
So it's January on W, is that right?
Yep. January on the W Network.
Now, earlier I said that you love the word love, and I do need to ask, how many times is the word love seen in your house?
How many times is the word love seen in my house? My cousin lives with me. We have love, quite a bit, actually. It's pretty much every room. We have it everywhere, but I just think we are so lucky. We have such a close family. We're all, even though my cousins were like best friends and sisters, and I'm best friends with my mom and my grandma, and we're very close with my boyfriend and his family, and I think we're just a very loving family. It doesn't mean things are always perfect. Sometimes we yell at each other and get mad at each other, and sometimes we have stupid fights over stupid things, but at the end of the day, we're all that matters. We'll never be one of those families that splits up or doesn't talk to each other for whatever reason. You know what I mean? It's always family first.
And you really do open up about all that on your website. What is the address for that?
My website is JillianHarris.com.
Oh, Jillian Harris, our favorite Bachelorette. Always great chatting with you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Today's best music with Jeremy Bradley.